Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, the ceremony will commence in 5 minutes, starting with the procession of graduands, followed by the academic processional. In respect of this occasion, I ask that you please take your seats and remind you to turn off any electronic devices. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, would you please rise for the procession of graduands and remain standing for the academic processional?
Welcome to the fall convocation of Kwantlen Polytechnic University. We start by honoring our name, which was bestowed upon us by the Kwantlen First Nation, and we welcome you to their traditional territories. We are especially honored to have members of the Kwantlen First Nation present with us on this occasion, and I invite Kevin and Michael Kelly to provide a blessing for this convocation. Please remain standing.
I really want to hold my hands up to Al and George, my family behind me. I'm a voice for my wife, Stakwasan, Chief Marilyn Gabriel, Hereditary Chief of the Kwantlen First Nation. I welcome you to the territory you're on. I know my wife would want to say to the students, congratulations, a job well done. I want you to know that when we're asked to come here, we're always so honored and touched. You warm up our hearts. This is why when we're asked to come, we come. And I thank the parents, the grandparents. I see little babies here. This is what education is all about. Thank you for your support for your children, your grandchildren. With that, we'll do a welcome song, but thank you very much, and I thank you all for the welcome.
Thank you, Kevin and Michael. Please stay standing for the singing of O Canada, led by Layla Kervis, a student in KPU's music program. Layla. Please be seated. Thank you, Layla. And Layla was accompanied by Tilden Webb at the piano. I declare Kwantlen Polytechnic University's fall convocation in session to present our 2014 graduates. My name is Alan Davis, and I have the honor of serving as KPU's President and Vice Chancellor. Convocation means to call together by summons, and in universities, convocations are called for the conferring of degrees and for the recognition of outstanding achievement. So it is today that we call colleagues and friends together to honor KPU's graduates and honorary and distinguished awardees of 2014. I would like to introduce members of the platform party. Please hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. I'm pleased to introduce KPU's Chancellor, Dr. George Melville. Members of the board present today, Board Chair Shane King. A member of KPU's Foundation Board is with us today, Alan Sung, and representatives of the Alumni Association Board, Vikram Bubba and Ayanthi Samarasinghe. The Vice Chair of the University Senate, Dr. Jennifer Au, and the members of our faculty who are here today. The Provost and Vice President Academic, Dr. Salvador Ferreras, a Deputy Vice Chancellor and Vice President Finance and Administration, Gordon Lee, the Chief Advancement Officer, Marlene Graziano, the University Registrar and Marshal of Convocation, Dr. Robert Hensley, Deputy Provost and Associate Vice President Academic, Dr. Jane Fee, and Associate Vice President Research and Scholarship, Dr. Arthur Fallick, University Librarian, Todd Mundell, and the Deans, Associate Deans, and other members of the university's administration with us today. Holder of the Chancellor's Chair Award in Research and Scholarship, Dr. Kyle Matsuba. We also have with us today our MLA for Surrey Panorama, Marvin Hunt. Welcome, Marvin. And our honorary degree recipient, Her Worship, Diane Watts, Mayor of the City of Surrey. Ladies and gentlemen, please acknowledge me in welcoming the platform party. Joining us also today in the audience is His Worship, the Mayor of the City of Langley, Ted Schaefer, and there are many friends and family of Diane Watts and of our graduate award winner, and of course yourselves here to support our graduates. Chancellor Melville, would you please bring greetings to the convocation?
President Davis, board members, Senate members, graduates, honored guests, family members, faculty, staff, and alumni, welcome to Kwantlen Polytechnic University's convocation ceremony. I am honored to stand before our graduates and share their special day. Today, along with your friends and family, we celebrate the many accomplishments and successes you have achieved as learners at KPU. I myself have learned many lessons of my own over the years. Through trial and error, from prepared choices to spontaneous decisions, through circumstantial, joyous, and sometimes trying times, I have learned a lot. And I would like to share with you one piece of advice. When opportunity presents itself, seize it. And when you do, bring it to your talents, your ideas, your passions, and your commitment. Opportunities can be daunting and risky, and we have all seen many come and many go. We've all missed opportunities, not realizing their potential until we see someone else accomplishing what we could have achieved had we only acted. Opportunities are a privilege and not an entitlement, and they should be treated as such, so do not shy away bashfully or ignorantly from something that may change your life. Today I stand before you as a perfect example of somebody who doesn't always take his own advice, because I got a call a few months ago to say that my name had been put forward by the Alumni Association to be the second Chancellor of Kwantlen Polytechnic University, and I said no. And the person at the end of the line said, no, don't say no. Let me send you some stuff, and we'll figure out, read it over, decide what you want to do. So I did. And I thought, well, I can do this, but I need a lot of counsel and advice, and I went to many people and talked to them about the role of Chancellor, because I was a little confused as to really what it meant. And at the end of the time, after talking to people and getting my wife to say finally, look, just quit talking about it, do it, that I decided to do it. And I'm so pleased that I did. And I think it's a perfect example of an opportunity that if I had sort of stuck with my no and sat back and said, I wouldn't be here today and sharing this special day with all of you. So I'm very pleased that I did say yes. And I just want to remind you all that your education comes from a unique institution. So live your lives and fulfill your dreams as an extension of KPU. Commit yourself to your community. Donate your time and talent to help transform and change your communities for the better. We wish you great happiness, and we wish you great success. Once again, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor. I invite Amanda Smith-Weston to address the convocation on behalf of the graduates. Amanda.
Good morning, honored guests, Kwantlen First Nation, Chancellor Melville, President Davis, KPU faculty, family, friends, and graduands. Kwantlen Polytechnic University has been my home for the past 15 years. Well, 16. I began my journey in 1999 as a young mother employed part-time at a recycling plant. I had to take a 7-year break, but I was determined to return and complete my degree. And in 2010, I had the opportunity to continue my education. I chose to earn my degree at KPU. KPU has given me a holistic learning experience, combining intellectual, emotional, and practical skills and strategies. I learned to trust my peers and to engage empathy to combat apathy. I spent my time taking advantage of every opportunity that was presented to me. From field schools to team sports, fundraisers, and club events, I felt motivated to achieve and to connect with students across all faculties. Through KPU, I had the opportunity to study French immersion in Quebec, row with an amazing group of students on the Kwantlen Dragon Boat team for 3 years, wear togas at KSA events, and change BC history on a Kwantlen archaeology dig. I rode in the KPU float on the Vancouver Pride Parade, donned fake mustaches at the Movember Dodgeball Tournament, presented my anthropological research at conferences, and mentored inner-city youth in my community. I used my time at KPU to try and create an environment that fostered academic success, but also to show what hard work and determination can do. I was a mentor to first-year students in interdisciplinary expressive arts, participated in educational conferences, and volunteered on degree steering committees. I felt that my contributions were valued, and I gained insight into the educational process while developing my leadership skills. It is important to me that everyone be given the chance to pursue a post-secondary education, if they so choose. At KPU, I was given many opportunities to network, innovate, and collaborate on creative endeavors. Students are woven together in the broader Kwantlen fabric and given the freedom to pursue careers with confidence. I felt inspired by my teammates, encouraged by my mentors, and was determined to represent both my actual family and my KPU family with pride and dignity. As a child, my dream was to become an anthropologist and work in a museum. I was always fascinated by artifacts and mythologies and cultures. To me, museums house not only the physical artifacts that denote civilizations, but the knowledge of thousands of ancient masters waiting to be passed on to future generations. Every fragment, every textile, every discovery fuels my passion for learning and teaching. As I begin my research associateship at SFU Museum of Archaeology and Ethnology, I am confident that Kwantlen gave me the competitive edge that I need to achieve success in my chosen field. I took longer than most to earn my degree, but I will look back on these many years with fondness. I am a better person for having come here, and I am grateful for the support of my family while I followed my dreams for post-secondary education. I hope that you will join me in using your education to lead by example, to encourage your peers, and to inspire others to aspire to greatness. Congratulations on your academic achievements. You should be very proud. Good luck in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. Each year, KPU awards honorary doctoral degrees for outstanding and sustained achievement in our community by people within and outside of the university who reflect our values and who represent the very best in citizenship through leadership, academic endeavor, creativity, public service, advocacy, entrepreneurship, a legacy of respect and understanding toward others, and for humanitarian contributions. The degrees are awarded honoris causa for the sake of honor. I have the privilege of introducing to you today Her Worship Mayor Diane Watts, who has been selected and approved by the Senate of Kwantlen Polytechnic University to receive the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa in recognition of community and public service. Her Worship Mayor Diane Watts has been a catalyst for change and innovation in the city of Surrey, one of Canada's fastest growing cities. Over the course of her three-term tenure as mayor, she redefined the role as one that champions the needs of Surrey through collaboration between various levels of government in order to advance the social, economic, cultural, and community interests of the city. Elected as the city's first female mayor in 2005, after 9 years as a city councillor, Diane Watts announced last spring her intention not to seek re-election this fall. The legacy of her 18 years of dedication to the city has shaped the Surrey of today and has paved the way for the Surrey of tomorrow. Among several key strategies she has spearheaded are the Economic Investment Action Plan and the Build Surrey program, which is the largest construction and investment program in the city's history. She has also been a driving force behind Innovation Boulevard, a network of health institutions, universities, companies, and healthcare professionals located within 1 square mile in Surrey's city centre, and a partnership of which KPU is proud to participate. There are many other dimensions of her work that have had a significant economic impact on the city, but this is matched only by the social impact of her work. She introduced the crime reduction strategy, the poverty reduction strategy, and Surrey's housing and homelessness master plan, which taken together have funded 6 outreach workers and created 67 beds at the Phoenix Treatment Facility, 36 supportive units for single mums and children at the YWCA, 52 units at the Timber Grove Mental Health Center, and 92 units at the Quibble Creek Sobering Center. And through her annual Mayor's Charity Ball, she has helped generate over $1 million for the Surrey Firefighters Charitable Society. She has focused her work on supporting women and children at risk and at the last of her charity balls last Friday, she announced a special contribution this year to the Free the Children organization, an initiative of two other KPU honorary graduates, Craig and Mark Kielberger. I should say at the same event last Friday, Diane Watts received another very prestigious award. She was deemed by none other than Burton Cummings as Canada's coolest mayor. Burton Cummings is a very famous Canadian musician. He was the lead singer for, ask your parents, or maybe your grandparents. These are but a few examples of Diane Watts' contributions over 18 years of service to redefining the city of Surrey in so many ways. She brought her many abilities to serve to the common good, her drive, her intelligence, and her compassion, and she has established a role model for others who aspire to public life. Chancellor Melville, I present to you Diane Watts, Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. You may applaud.
Well, thank you very much. This really is an honor to be receiving this doctorate. And I want to acknowledge Chancellor, platform guests, Kwantlen First Nations. I'm really pleased to be part of the KPU family. And the relationship between the city, the university, and our community is really fundamental for success. And as I heard a little earlier, as our Chancellor was speaking, it is about coming together and building our community. And each one of us has a responsibility because it is our community. We can shape it, we can grow it, we can strengthen it, we can lift it up, but we all play a role. And we do have that responsibility. As mayor, I have been so proud to see all of these graduates here today. And some of you are beginning your journey into the future, and some, as we've just heard, have spent a number of years achieving their goals. And I think that's really important to understand, that your life is about learning. It's about learning in every sector and every aspect of your life. And these are changing times, and they're exciting times. And all of you are part of that change, and you have the ability to affect change. And that is a gift, because it is so important for all of us to be bold, to be brave, to be fearless in the creation of our own future. And I want to say congratulations to each one of you, because you will succeed, you will be empowered to affect change, and you will fulfill your dreams. And thank you so very much for being such amazing individuals in this community. Thank you.
We will now certify the graduands. Would all the graduands please rise? That includes. Mr. Chancellor, it is with great pleasure that I hereby certify that the graduands here present and those in absentia have met the requirements for the credentials to be presented this day as prescribed by the Senate of Kwantlen Polytechnic University, and I ask that you confer upon them their credentials.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the statutes of the province of British Columbia, and upon the recommendation of the Senate and the Registrar of Kwantlen Polytechnic University, I confer upon you the credential to which you are entitled, and invest with you all the rights and privileges, powers, and responsibilities pertaining to the credential. Congratulations to all of you. You may be seated.
It's a very quiet audience. Is it the morning? Anyway, now you can enjoy yourselves, because we come to the part most of you have been waiting for, where we present each of your graduates to the convocation. Dr. Jane Fee, KPU's Deputy Provost and Associate Vice President Academic, will present the graduates, assisted by Head Marshal Zena Mitchell. Offering congratulations to each graduate as they cross the stage will be myself, with the presentation of a commemorative medal, Chancellor Melville, the Dean of the Faculty of Arts, Dr. Diane Purvey, and each graduate will be presented with an invitation from Ayanthi Samarasinghe on behalf of the KPU Alumni Association. Graduates are going to ask you to return to your seats as directed by the marshals after crossing the stage. We'll try to keep this orderly, and please stay until everyone has crossed the stage. But vocal encouragement of your favorite graduate is very welcome. This is, after all, a celebration. Dr. Fee, when you're ready.
We will now recognize the graduates of the Faculty of Arts. Joining us to greet the graduates will be the Dean of the Faculty of Arts, Dr. Diane Purvey. Chancellor Melville, I present to you the graduates of the Faculty of Arts. Bachelor of Arts, major in English and Psychology. With distinction, Alina Kathleen McClement. Bachelor of Arts, double minor, Scott Cameron McInnes. Graduating with distinction, Lison Daubijan. Lison is graduating with a Bachelor of Arts, General Studies. Cassandra Evans. Nicole Marie Marion. Bachelor of Arts, major in Anthropology, Amrit Kaur Hundal. Brianna Denise Lowen. Emily Morin. Caitlin Rhiannon Newton. Dylan Normandin. Graduating with distinction, Amanda Nadine Smith Weston. Bachelor of Arts, major in Criminology, Alejandra Poulet Alamandares Navarro. Jaspreet Kaur Banwait. Stephen Castro. Jadine Amber Claridge. Ashley Carrera Colby. Iqbal Dillon. Cassandra Alicia Ferris. Paige Taylor Gardner. Amrit Singh Gill. Amitos Kaur Kural. Amandeep Kaur Maharu. Hardiman Singh Minhas. Joshua Gordon Tevs. Graduating with distinction, Vanessa Villardi. Simon Swan Chen Wu. Bachelor of Arts, major in English, Selena Haley Chauhan. Graduating with distinction, Rochelle Elaine Hall. Lee Ann Jayan. Holly Jean Peters. Bachelor of Arts, major in History, Elizabeth Claire Galbraith. Kevin James Hicks. Che Huang. Sumanpreet Magera. Bachelor of Arts, major in Psychology, Jasmine Kaur Atwal. Manroop Kaur Man. Divya Sravanthi Mukavili. Olivia Ng. Kristen Ashley Roberts. Kimberly Marie Smith. Jasmine Kaur Tatla. Mandy Thuhan. Amanda Rose Wood. Bachelor of Arts, major in Sociology, Aliyah Nisha Rahiman. Bachelor of Fine Arts in Visual Arts, graduating with distinction, Kale Tiberius Guy. Allison Jane McDonald. Bachelor of Music in Musical Arts, General, Karen Adriana Deddens. Bachelor of Science in Applied Psychology, Mu Pei Song. Associate of Arts degree in Criminology, Sin Chin Jen. Narinder Kaur Minhas. Ruiz Gabrielle Rivera. Associate of Arts degree in Psychology, Megan Laureen Deacon. Saima Junaid Iqbal. Dwi Nok Nguyen. Diploma in General Studies, Manpreet Kaur Chima. Xuan Ku. Shuhan Li. Abdul Sami. Da Chen Yang. Jie Wen Zhu. Certificate in Criminology, Alana Morgan Eichendorf. Certificate in Special Education Teacher Assistant, graduating with distinction, Tiana Alder. Sydney Jane Balston. Graduating with distinction, Megan Tina Bootsma. Graduating with distinction, Courtney Elise Brooks. Graduating with distinction, Songmi Brost. Graduating with distinction, Ashley Brown. Graduating with distinction, Linda Burnell. Graduating with distinction, Lyudmila Davidivna Chaika. Graduating with distinction, Deborah Lynn Coleman. Graduating with distinction, Shelby Dawn Marie Cole. Graduating with distinction, Aljean Maciel de los Santos. Graduating with distinction, Katerina Dubrovskaya. Graduating with distinction, Kuldeep Singh Dutt. Graduating with distinction, Jennifer Maria Duval. Graduating with distinction, Kelsey Lee Eastman. Graduating with distinction, Heather Elizabeth Evans. Graduating with distinction, Angela Fiardo. Graduating with distinction, Melina Gamble. Graduating with distinction, Caitlin Garcia. Graduating with distinction, Manpreet Kaur Gill. Graduating with distinction, Baljit Kaur Griwal. Graduating with distinction, Emmy Hamnett. Graduating with distinction, Amanda Cole. Graduating with distinction, Pinsy Lam. Graduating with distinction, Hongju Lee. Graduating with distinction, Weining Lee. Graduating with distinction, Heather Matai. Graduating with distinction, Elizabeth Alexandra Melara. Graduating with distinction, Leah Marriott. Graduating with distinction, Catherine Rose Montgomery. Laura Silvana Nicoletti. Graduating with distinction, Desa Elizabeth Olich. Graduating with distinction, Andrea Janine Oxenbury. Theodora Tsambika Papas. Jaslyn Parmiter. Graduating with distinction, Shelley Margaret Petrovich. Graduating with distinction, Cassidy Ray Plowman. Graduating with distinction, McKay Potter. Graduating with distinction, Aaron Relland. Graduating with distinction, Sheila Maria Rochow. Graduating with distinction, Jaylyn Ruther. Graduating with distinction, Justine Marie Ruther. Jenna Lee Runkle. Graduating with distinction, Claire Marie Rivers. Graduating with distinction, Dawn Christine Scheck. Graduating with distinction, Jenna Leanne Shore. Emily So. Graduating with distinction, Megan Christine Taylor. Graduating with distinction, Samantha Lee Treliving. Graduating with distinction, Michelle Veronica Valance. Graduating with distinction, Sheena Walker. Graduating with distinction, Donna Whitehead. Graduating with distinction, Dana Christine Wagner. Graduating with distinction, Zhuo Jiang Wu. Graduating with distinction, Marlene Teresa Young. Chancellor Melville, I present to you the graduates of the Faculty of Arts, and this concludes the presentation of our graduates.
We'll just wait for the final graduates to get back to their seats for the next part, but I did want to acknowledge the fact that this is the first time that the Special Education Teacher Assistant Program has graduated from the Faculty of Arts. They moved from the Faculty of Health, and I congratulate you. You have huge demands for you and huge work that you'll be undertaking. I know when I hear from the school districts how much they value the graduates that we send them and how important your work is going to be. So thank you for joining the first class out of the Faculty of Arts. But now, graduates, I give you this opportunity to acknowledge your family and friends who supported you during your studies, so you can stand up, turn around, and lead the applause. Somewhat muted, but that's been the theme of the morning. Perhaps afterwards we'll get a little more raucous. Anyway, we'll now move on to the presentation of the President's Outstanding Graduate Award by Provost and Vice President Academic, Dr. Salvador Ferreras. Dr. Ferreras.
Save your applause for the recipient. The President's Outstanding Graduate Award encourages KPU students to excel in their chosen fields of study and to participate in university, student, and community activities to the benefit of others. The awards will be accepted from President Allen Davis. The President's Outstanding Graduate Award for a bachelor's degree is awarded to a graduate of the Bachelor of Arts, major in anthropology, Amanda Smith Weston. I think you're supposed to be ahead. Since she was a child, Amanda has dreamed of working in a museum and participating in archaeological digs, and she's just feeling just a little bit awkward. This desire fueled her decision to major in anthropology while studying at KPU. Amanda is proud to be the recipient of the President's Outstanding Graduate Award. She feels honored to be recognized for her determination to succeed, her ambition, and her dedication to both the KPU and external communities. She has faced many challenges on her journey to post-secondary success, balancing parenthood, school, and work, and as well as managing a chronic illness. 16 years ago, a young mother battling Crohn's disease, Smith Weston began her career at KPU. She completes her Bachelor of Arts this year, proud to be able to show her sons that through hard work and perseverance, all of their goals can be achieved. At KPU, Amanda's hard work earned her multiple awards, including the Grace Wolkowski Memorial Award and the J. Siegel Memorial Award. Please join me in congratulating Amanda.
I would now like to invite Vikram Bubba from the Kwantlen Polytechnic University Alumni Association to provide a welcome to its newest members.
Been a while since I've spoken in front of a large audience, so bear with me, please. I just want to say that I'm very amazed and proud to see. I'm almost blinded by the reflection from all those medals. I was afraid that the Olympics were back in town or something. Good morning, everybody. I am speaking to you today as not only as a director of the Alumni Association, but also a proud Kwantlen Polytechnic University alumnus. It is my distinct pleasure to extend my sincere congratulations to you, our graduates, and to your families on behalf of the KPU Alumni Association. Graduates, as I'm sure you're all aware, KPU provides a totally unique educational experience. Not only are we a teaching-focused university, we are also Canada's only polytechnic university, and I, for one, am extremely proud and grateful to have received a Kwantlen education. Currently, our Alumni Association has over 45,000 members, and now that you have graduated, you have become members of our community. And you guys should actually move your tassels, I believe, to the left. That means you're graduated. Although I'm sure in many ways you feel as though your journey at KPU is coming to an end, I would like to take this opportunity to reinforce that KPU will always be your alma mater. Be proud of that. And remember that no one can take away from you what you've learned here at Kwantlen, and it will forever be a part of you. Even though you may never take classes again at KPU, your university's Alumni Association is here to share and support your growth for years to come. The goal of the KPU Alumni Association is simple. KPU graduates working together to be as successful as we can be, creating a vibrant community of alumni, building and maintaining vital relationships within our community, KPU back also with the school, and now you. Please be sure to fill in the contact card we have handed out today. We are handing out today. As also visit our website, kpualumni.ca, so that we can stay in touch. For those of you who are looking for a party, which I presume is all of you, we have a party which you'll have to wait for because it's not till tomorrow at 6 o'clock at the Keg, Friday, Keg, 6 o'clock. Just remember those 3 words, you have good. It is my pleasure to once again welcome you to our alumni community, a place where you can aspire and be inspired by your fellow graduates. Our alumni are everywhere, and they are doing some amazing things. We're extremely proud to be a part of their success, and we cannot wait to be part of yours. As most of you know, or should know, the Kwantlen mascot is the eagle. For what seemed like an eternity, most of you have been starting hard in the nest. Your hard work has finally paid off. It is now time to spread your wings and soar majestically into the world before you. I will leave you with these words from Honorary Moen. When you know your hopes and dreams, it's up to you to make them come true. You are unique, you are special when you know who you are. Let your goals and dreams fly afar, soar like an eagle, so wild and free. Let your dreams take you somewhere that you may live happily. Soar like an eagle, live your life, never let anyone live it for you. Soar like an eagle. Thank you.
Thank you, Vikram. Chancellor, members of the board, faculty and staff, graduates, friends, KPU is a university for our times, a Polytechnic university, open, accessible, and relevant to both the local needs and the global issues of our society. A university that is driven by teaching and learning, engaged with our communities, and enriched by our scholarship. All of us here have had the honor and the privilege of helping each of you along the way in reaching your educational goals. Thank you for choosing us. Friends and family, thank you for all that you have done in supporting our graduates and for being here today. We have big ambitions for KPU. We intend to be better and bigger and bolder. And as alumni, I urge you, as Vikram said, to stay in touch with us and prepare to be proud of and amazed by your alma mater. And you graduated today in the presence of some great people. I'll allude to Amanda, first of all. Thank you, Amanda, for your wonderful speech. And for your story. It really is inspiring and amazing. And also, you've graduated today in the presence of a great leader, Dr. Diane Watts, who I predict has more adventures to come as she embarks on a new era in her career. And one day, 5 or 10 years ago from now, some of you may be heard to say, yes, I know Amanda Smith Weston when I saw her on National Geographic. I graduated with her. She spoke at my graduation. And maybe, yes, Diane Watts. Yeah, I graduated with her. She spoke at my graduation. And your friends will be impressed and they'll be amazed. And who knows, maybe Diane Watts and Amanda Smith Weston will be saying the same thing about 1 or 2 of you. And their friends will be amazed and impressed. So go forth, and if you haven't got one already, take the advice my father gave to me when I graduated. Those 3 little words that mean so much. Get a job. The good news is that we know that almost all our grads are employed very quickly, so your odds are good. Well, this concludes our convocation. I'd like to thank all those who've been involved in the planning and execution of today's ceremony. And I invite you to join us at the reception hosted by the Kwantlen Student Association in Convocation Hall in Surrey, Maine. I'm going to ask you to rise and remain standing until the platform party and the graduates have exited the convocation. We'll meet you over in Convocation Hall for hugs and photos and so on. Chancellor Melville, please dismiss the convocation. Please stand.
I'm not sure if everybody's aware today, but I was just installed as Chancellor yesterday. So this is my first convocation, so I'm very proud to have seen all the graduates today, and I hope I haven't messed up too badly, because I got a lot to learn, I know that. But the first Chancellor of Kwantlen, Arvinder Buber, I took over his position yesterday afternoon, and one tradition he carried on at all the convocations was a blessing at the end of the convocation. So I checked with him yesterday, and he gave me permission to continue with that tradition. I think it's a beautiful tradition. So I will end today's convocation with a blessing. In honor of our deep respect for the Kwantlen First Nation, I offer this blessing in harmony with and with deep respect for the many faiths and philosophic traditions represented here today. As you continue on life's journey, may you walk tirelessly. May the Creator walk with you. May His peace be in your minds. May her love be in your hearts. All my relations. I declare this convocation dismissed.